The frogs. When silence finds its voice. One summer evening, along the shores of a peaceful lake, 4 frogs lived in harmony. Lila, the dreamer, gazed at the stars as though they were whispering secrets to her. Hugo, ever watchful, observed the ripples as they gently brushed against the shore. Sage, still among the reeds, seemed to be listening to the night itself. Elder, the eldest, carried in her eyes the memory of seasons long past, her voice soft like an echo of the lake. Their silhouettes blended into a landscape where the wind, the stars, and the water formed a living and soothing backdrop. As the last echoes of daylight faded into the quiet breath of night, Lila remained still upon her stone, her eyes slowly drifting from the stars toward the house by the water's edge. After a moment of silence, she turned to her friend Hugo and said, her voice tinged with a soft unease, "Tell me, do you not feel that our nightly songs drift toward that house and disturb the sleep of those who live there? At times, I feel as though our voices break the silence like an intrusion." Hugo, calm and composed, replied softly, "Perhaps. But have you not noticed what they do when daylight comes? Their voices fill the air, their chatter collides, and their restlessness leaves us no peace." Lila, thoughtful, lowered her gaze. "It's true, but the night is different. It magnifies everything. Even the smallest sounds become immense. And what if our song, which feels so natural to us, becomes a burden to them?" Hugo gave a faint, knowing smile. "And what of their endless speeches? The politician who speaks without listening, the priest who raises his voice without silence, the scholar who fills the air without harmony. Do they not disturb the balance of the day far more?" At that moment, a third frog, named Sage, emerged from the reeds and spoke in a reflective tone. "Harmony is not the absence of sound, but the balance of all voices. The night needs a murmur, and the day needs a hush. When we hold ourselves back, do we not deny the lake its natural rhythm?" Then a fourth frog, Elder, whose voice echoed like ancient waters, added gently, "Do you not remember, generations before us, how the song of the night wove the dreams of all who heard it? To silence ourselves is to break a thread in the tapestry of the lake, and yet we must weave with care." Lila, listening, nodded slowly. "Then let us neither shout nor disappear. Let us find a way to sing, not for ourselves alone, but for the harmony of all." Hugo smiled. "Yes, let us trust that our presence may be a gift, if offered with wisdom." The first night passed, and the lake was eerily still. The second night followed, and the silence grew heavier, almost unnatural. Then came the third night, when even the wind hesitated to stir the dark. On the morning of the third day, the woman in the house by the lake stepped outside after breakfast. She paused at the threshold, gazed long at the motionless water, then frowned slightly as though troubled by something unseen. She turned to her husband and said hesitantly, "Something is not right." Her husband, busy putting things away, barely looked up. "What makes you say that?" She took a few steps, looking around as if searching for an answer within the landscape itself. "For 3 nights, I haven't heard the frogs. Not a single one." He stopped, surprised, then replied, "That's true. Now that you mention it, I hadn't noticed." She crossed her arms, slightly uneasy. "This silence, it isn't normal. It's too deep, too empty." Her husband walked closer, looking out at the lake. "Maybe they've gone, or something has happened." She gently shook her head. "No, it's not just their absence. It's what I feel." She paused, then added more softly, "Before, their voices filled the night, and without even realizing it, I would fall asleep to that sound, as if it were lulling me." Her husband nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, it was always there, like a background. We no longer paid attention to it." She let out a quiet sigh. "And now, it feels as though something has been taken away, as if the lake itself has lost a part of its soul." A silence settled between them. Then the husband said, more reflectively, "It's strange. We used to think it was noise, something disturbing." She looked at him. "Yes, and yet today, it is this silence that disturbs me." He gave a slight smile. "It seems we only realize the value of certain things when they disappear." She looked again at the lake, her expression softened. "Perhaps we weren't truly listening. Perhaps we were only enduring, without understanding." He gently placed his hand on her shoulder. "And perhaps they were part of this place, just as much as we are." She whispered, "Yes. And now, I hope they return." Not far away, Lila heard these words. She turned to her companions, her eyes filled with uncertainty. "We meant well, but perhaps we misunderstood our place. Tell me, were we wrong to remain silent?" Sage, with a glimmer of wisdom, replied, "We are never wrong to reflect, but silence without understanding is like a night without stars." Elder added softly, "What we believe to be noise may, to others, be presence, and what seems to disturb may, in truth, bring peace." Then Lila, now reassured, said, "Let us not fall into extremes. Tonight, we will sing, not to overwhelm, nor to vanish, but to belong." That evening, when the first gentle note rose into the night, it carried with it the wisdom of all. And as the lake found its voice once more, the woman by the house smiled, for she understood that it was neither silence nor sound, but the understanding of both that brought peace to her nights. In the end, the frogs came to understand that to truly belong to the rhythm of the lake, they must offer their voices with care, neither withholding them nor overpowering them.